Hello, girlies, and welcome back to Girls to Girls podcast channel. I am Loren, by the way, and I will be your host in this platform. See, Girls to Girls YouTube channel is the channel created for all girls of all ages to feel like they have a safe circle and they are heard and their feelings are acknowledged. We here talk about confidence and all the things of a girl's life, starting from relationships with self, partnerships with parents, and anything in between. So if you feel like you want to grow a little bit and understand more about your life and yourself, please feel free to subscribe and join this community of awesome girls because we are here to improve. See, I've made 2 videos talking about confidence, stage 1 and stage number 2. I really encourage you to go in my YouTube channel and check them because they will really motivate you to start changing your life. But if you aren't really motivated, I am here to make you more motivated than ever because we are going to talk about how insecurity is ruining your most precious years. Because looking back when I was the most insecure, I was in my teens. 16 to 18 were my most hardest years because I was really insecure. And what was presented to me to be the best years of my life and where I was supposed to have so much fun and make so many friends, I look back at it and all I see is a loneliness and not so many great feelings. But that's on me because I was insecure. Okay, other people were kind of being shitty to me, but it didn't matter. It all starts from you. You need to understand that if you don't save yourself, nobody's going to save you. And that is true because, okay, being uncertain at teenage years is normal. That's why it's supposed to be so fun because it's so surprising because you never know what you will experience, who will you meet. And now that I have developed more confidence, I actually like surprises because I go on with the thought that everything that comes my way is a good thing. And great things happen to me all the time. Okay, life gets me sometimes, but it's all on my behalf. But when you are insecure, you don't think this way. Okay, looking back in my years, I used to not connect with people because I felt really insecure. I felt alone and I didn't think much of myself, which was wrong. I didn't feel enough for some reason. Even if I talked to them, I felt like I wasn't interesting enough, I wasn't funny enough, and there were people who were funnier than me, people who dressed more fashionably than me, and it sucked. And I always restrained myself and always came off as reserved, and I didn't know how to keep up connections with people because I would meet somebody sometime and then I will forget. Not I would forget, but I would do that on purpose because I felt like, oh, nobody cares if I write them back or not. But no, people do. Because as you are feeling, they want to connect with people also. And you shouldn't let your insecurity get the best of you because you will regret it, like I did. And now I've learned from it and I've grown. I'm still on my journey. And I know that if you're watching this, it feels like this is a spiral that will never end, that people will never love you, but that's because you don't love yourself. It all comes down to you loving yourself and how you speak to yourself about yourself. You know, when I used to look in the mirror, I would just say to myself, like in my head, that, oh, I'm not pretty enough. Or I'm not pretty enough to get boys, or boys don't want me, they don't want my attention, they don't like me. But that's all in my head. But that was all in my head. And maybe it was real life, but I was reinforcing it because I was making myself feel less and less and always asking, oh, why don't people like me? Why don't boys like me? Why am I not funny? Why am I less than others? And that's a shitty mentality to have. Whoa. Now I look back in my memories and I feel just sad for me. I pity me and right now, going through my journey, I hate pity. I hate people pitying me. I do. It's just, ugh. But anyways, I want to talk to you where it comes from. Now, as I said, the most common way that it comes from is you not loving yourself. And as I said, you need to love you, because if other people leave you, you will have you. You will not leave yourself. And yourself needs to know that. I talked about this in my confidence videos, that you need to learn to trust yourself and to love yourself. Because if you don't love yourself, and if you are insecure and you are always wondering what other people think of you, you lose so much fun. You know what mentality I used to have? I used to have this mentality, was raised in a very conservative household, and I used to think that if I danced or if I was promiscuous, if I enjoyed my body and my sexuality, I was a whore. Yeah. And in that way, I would try for my contacts with guys and then go home and cry, well, why don't boys like me? Well, I was approached by them and I technically refused them, so. And even if you aren't doing this, you are actually still refusing them because, oh, you don't trust somebody would fall for you, so you just dismiss them. No, I mean, back then, I wish I had the confidence to just flirt with people and have fun with it. Not expect anything, because I trusted myself that I would be good like I do now, and I just had fun. Like, I just went to parties, I danced, and I wasn't shy of attention, because that's another thing when you are insecure. You don't want to attract attention to yourself. And let me say, there is good and there is bad attention, but hey, just being known as a fun, flirty, and easy breezy person isn't a bad reputation to have. It's a delightful reputation. And getting attention isn't something you should be ashamed of, it's something you should celebrate. Because as a girl, you are supposed to get it. You are a divine spark. We create life, for God's sakes. We deserve attention, and you shouldn't shy away from it. I used to make myself small and just not talk, and now I regret that, and ugh, it it makes me angry, because I was told I was shy and I lived that persona. And here comes the third point. That's what you do when you are insecure about how other people perceive you. You live the persona they make for you. I was told, oh, you're shy, you don't talk to boys. And I used to get red when I talked to boys, because I would think to myself, oh, you're shy. And that was a belief that was reinforced to me by my circle. So, being insecure, it lays down to you not trusting yourself. Like, I look back right now and all of my memories are just flashing through my eyes. It's really not trusting myself, not trusting that I am good enough, not trusting that I am worthy enough, and not trusting that I deserve it, and closing myself off to any experience because of that. And that shouldn't be my or your life. It shouldn't be anybody's life, because that's a terrible life to live in. And if you do not want to live that, and you shouldn't, because it's miserable. Being insecure, it's miserable, and it will cost you your most precious years. If you are in your teenage years, learn from my mistake and don't care what people think. Love yourself, even if boys don't like you, even if they don't call you pretty. Be a rebel and love yourself, because you should. I didn't used to have a boyfriend since I was 18. Yeah, because of this. And then I moved to a different state and different city than my family. And those TikToks when they say, were you raised in a conservative household and then you moved and you became a rebel? Yeah, that was me. And that was the best decision I ever made. But I started my journey since I was in my household, and that was thanks to YouTube. I was really lucky to catch on my insecurity really fast because I used to be a really confident girl. I used to love myself because I was little, I still hadn't I am a late bloomer, so I still hadn't hit those hormones. Of course, I had a guy that I liked, but it was like I was little, I was young, and it all didn't matter back then because as a 12-year-old, well, I was not only I, but we weren't as evolved as kids are these days. Like, ugh, it's insane. So when I moved, I truly found myself because I could be free. And maybe you cannot do that right now, but what you can do is do what I did. Just love yourself in silence. Maybe be shy when you go out, but love yourself from inside. And when you do that, what you will do is that you will go in front of a mirror and say that you are worthy, that you desire to be seen, and that you love yourself even if no one loves you. But people do. Even if you don't believe it, people do. Like, you have people in your life, and even if you don't, we do. Here at Girls to Girls podcast, we love everybody. No matter your ethnicity, your religion, your skin color, where you come from, it doesn't matter. We all pretty much experience the same things, and I am sorry that being a white privileged girl maybe doesn't count for experiencing racism, and I am sorry that people have made you go through it and it has made you more insecure. But go and talk to somebody. If you can afford it, go and get professional help because it will change your life, and it's always for the better. Because when you are insecure, what happens is that you allow people to disrespect you. You just do. And disrespect isn't just somebody throwing a curse word at you. No, it's hanging out with people who talk shit behind your back. And I used to do that. That used to be my best friend at the time, and I knew, and I still stayed with her until the moment she left me. Yeah, that's sad. Okay, I experienced that. Do you want to experience that? I bet you don't. I bet you don't, because it's hurtful. And how you should stand up for yourself is one, leaving those people, and two, if you ever feel like you're being disrespected, stand up for yourself. And I talked again in my confidence video that standing up for yourself doesn't mean you throwing a tantrum at people and screaming. No, it just means confronting people. And I will share my story on this too. I had this girl who really used to disrespect me in front of boys. Yeah. And I started noticing that, and she used to be my friend, and I one day when we were just eating out after school, I told her, hey, I've noticed you really say mean words to me around people, and I don't want that to be the case. And you know what I saw in her face? You know those micro expressions, like a little left cheek just went up and she smiled. And I said, and I continue, and I said, if you have something to say to me, say to me in private. Please don't ever do that in front of people. And you know what she did? She caved in. I was the big one at that moment, and she caved in and she said, sorry, I will never do that to you again. And she never did, because I confronted her about it. Because mostly the fears that you have in your head are only there in your head. And when you stand up for yourself, you also gain a confidence that you just tell yourself that you are here for her, and you start to gain more confidence. And as always, the first step is the hardest step, but it's so worth it. And now I don't let anybody do that to me again. And I did that back when I was 17, when I was insecure. And since then, I just got this momentum, and I've never stopped, and you shouldn't either. Because living a life where you are respected, honored, and cherished, even just by yourself, is so peaceful, and it's so worth it. It's so fun and so spontaneous. Just try it for a day. Just go out, even by yourself, and just do whatever you want and don't care about people. Just dance in front of the people. Just dance in the street and feel how liberating that is, and you will never want to go back. But you know what we don't tolerate here at Girls to Girls podcast? We don't tolerate you being a victim, you blaming the people around you, you blaming your friends, your quote unquote friends, and go home, sit in the couch, and just pity yourself and cry yourself to sleep. We don't tolerate that. Because if you are here, you have this saying inside of you that you want to be better. And if you saw this video, please go and see the 2 videos I have on confidence, because they will change your life. It will be so worth it. And I agree, some of the steps in there are difficult, but I've done that myself and I know that they work. Because you know where I found my confidence to believe that people want to listen to me and to believe that I have a message to deliver to people, to start this YouTube channel from scratch, is in those steps. I wake up every day and I talk to myself as I've already made it. I've achieved all my goals and I have this awesome community of active girls who want to improve themselves, and I am changing lives. But the truth is that you will change your life, because I am here only to give you the advice. It's your responsibility if you want to change your life. And I think you should, because right now I'm on the other side and it's so beautiful, and you can achieve it too. If you are here, you are part of us. Some awesome girls who have come from the lowest of the lowest and, well, are on the road to be the greatest. Because maybe we will never be the greatest version of ourselves, but we will get close. And I want you with me. We want you with us. So subscribe and take the steps to change your life, because becoming confident is a difficult thing, but it's the best thing that you can do for yourself. Because remember, if you don't save yourself, nobody is going to be there to save you. And even if they want, well, you being insecure won't get that help like you will do if you will not apply this advice that I gave you. So it's up to you what you are going to do. But we are waiting for you in the other side, and I want to see your win. So subscribe and come and be a winner. I love you, even if nobody does. I know you're beautiful from the inside out. So bye, and I will see you in my next videos. Stick around.